Ready to be a boss? Let's talk business. Let's talk fashion, fitness, health, real estate, community, lifestyle, and finance with Boss Up Houston, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. It's Boss Up Houston. Stay up, look up, and boss up.
What's up, Houston? It's your girl, Miss Bacon Baby, and I got all the bosses with me. I'm telling you, I got some bosses in the building. I have my girl, Miss Monique, Moments and Monique, sitting right here to my left. What's up, Mama?
Don't I make it look easy? Don't I make it look good? Yes.
And, of course, I have my girl on my right side, Miss Yvonne Moore is in the building.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Yvonne.
Thanks for tuning in.
We have a special guest. The boss is in the building, Mr. Sean Wilburn.
What's up, y'all?
Y'all saw him pop that collar. Y'all saw him pop that collar. And then I have my girl, Sabrina Golden.
Hey now.
She always give y'all that wink.
My signature right there.
And then finally, last but certainly not least, I have Mr. Andre Notice. You will notice me in the building.
Glad to be here.
All right, y'all. Y'all know how we do. We do this every second, third, and fourth Saturday. And this is Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up. And today we're coming to you talking about double standards.
What that do, baby?
Ooh. Now, y'all know it's so many double standards in this world today and so much controversy behind it. And we're going to dig in and get into it. But before we do that, we want to definitely introduce our guest. So, Sean, give us a little bit about yourself and tell us what you do.
Well, my name is Sean Wilburn, and I am an entrepreneur, pastor, and educator. I am the pastor of Kingdom Majesty Church International. I am also author. The name of my book is Love Chronicles, Revelation of How I Played the Game, Love, Lost, and Learned. Also, I am the host of TV show and relationship forum called Behind Closed Doors. Very similar to what we're doing here today. Actually, Shamir is a part of what we do with that. And so just, I guess you can say, an all-around Renaissance man.
Yes, come on, Renaissance man.
Watch out now.
Yeah.
All right, ladies, y'all know the bosses is in the building. Come on, Mr. Andre Notice. Give us a little bit about what you do and who you are in the city of Houston, honey.
Oh, so I'm supposed to follow that, really?
Yes.
I said y'all on the same side, man. Same side.
My name is Andre Notice, a.k.a. You Will Notice Me, Mr. Real Estate. I'm a full-time residential real estate agent. Also a full speaker, motivational, and a poet.
Yeah.
Poet.
Yeah.
Now you know I'm going to ask you to give us a little something.
Whenever you're ready. I don't get ready, I stay ready.
Come on, bro.
Hey,
We
that's
ready
what
right
bosses
now.
do.
Let's
Sitting on ready.
Let's go.
Be
Let's
sitting
go.
on ready.
Ready. You got some on double standards?
I don't
Sitting
not,
on
you know
ready.
what?
You
I can write something just for you.
Okay. All right.
Just for you.
Well,
Extra
let's get
base.
into it. So, why are there double standards in business? Why is it a double standard? I mean, I know that you guys know that there is a big gap in income. There's a big gap in what jobs are being held by women and men. And I think it's a lack of respect a little bit in the workforce. But most of us are entrepreneurs, even though we have worked in the corporate arena. Where do y'all think the double standards come from?
I think it's really just image. When you start talking about traditional roles and different things of that nature, things have evolved and changed now, and a lot of people are not ready to embrace the change. And so, you have some people that are not open-minded, so therefore you have that double standard. That's my thing.
I can take that. I can take that. Sabrina, what's your take on the double standards?
To me, I think things are changing little by little. I mean, there's so many boss ladies now, and men want to work with them now.
Right.
So I think it's opening up slowly but surely.
Okay. Andre?
I'm going to say ego.
Yes, sir.
I really believe ego, because I believe that once you get to a certain point, you try to reach a certain point, and you get there, you don't want some people, depending on your level of maturity, you don't want others to catch up to where you are.
Right.
So you try to set that standard and eradicate that situation from happening.
So in those situations, when a woman is at the same caliber, or you guys, or let's say equal, like in the business side, what do? Do you feel intimidated?
Not at all.
What about in a relationship?
Intimidated by what?
Wait, he said.
All right, so go back about maybe, I want to say maybe 10 years ago, maybe I'll say about 7, 8 years ago, there was a young lady I was dealing with. Now, at the time, I was about...
say dealing with.
Because
You're dealing with problems. You don't deal...
Well...
It's
Maybe
pragmatics.
She was a problem.
I mean, but dealing with...
we were never really... We were never really...
Seeing. You were seeing.
We can say that. We can say
Okay.
that. We were actually... We never made it
Terminology
official.
means everything.
You know, word
And I'm on
usage.
one today.
Word usage. We at the time I was about 27. She was about 34, 35. Now, this woman made 6 figures. She had her own house, not renting. She had her own house bought. And then she had 2 cars and a bike. And I mean,
Boss.
So what kind of bike was
2 cars and a bike, honey.
and I don't mean
Not a
bicycle.
bicycle.
I mean motorcycle.
Right.
Right. You know, so
She probably had a swim, too.
and as for me, I just had 1 car and I was still living at home.
Right.
You know, so for a man as an alpha male, that can be intimidating.
It's an
you
ego
know?
thing.
Yeah.
It is an ego thing, because it's like, you know, and she wasn't tripping on my situation. She understood that there was an age
Of
difference.
course
She
not.
understood
She was
that.
34, honey.
Right, but she was looking at the fact that,
You
hey,
knew why you was there.
she saw the potential in me.
Hold up.
You know what?
Can the church say amen?
Amen. Amen again. That's my
Why
church
you
rock.
here? I'm not trying to
Yeah.
get you to be my Mr. Forever. I'm trying to get you to be my Mr. for now. For
Nah,
the next
that wasn't the
20
case
to
for her,
30
though.
minutes.
So in other words, you saying he was a chiropractor.
He knew what he was.
Well, let
That's
me
why
tell
he
you.
said dealing with.
And then, and that's, I guess that's my issue with the dating scene nowadays, because it's like all this, we doing stuff for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm not with it.
Right.
Like, what is this? Normally, you know, well, you see, I'm telling my age, see.
Girl, bye.
But no, I just live this way. Huh? No, but when you're dating, back in the day when we were dating, it was like, okay, I'm dating this person because I want something to come out of this, or I want to grow with this person, or I see myself having a future. And especially when you get a certain age, that's kind of what the dating scene is like for you. But nowadays, dating is just dating. Let's go chill. Netflix.
Let me
chill.
see what I
They
can
don't
get out of
even
it.
want
It
to
is
say
important
dating
right now.
anymore.
I think it depends on who you're talking to at the
I was
same
about
time,
to say
though.
that. It depends.
Because
on who you're
that's
talking
not the case for everybody. Is there a lot of people like that? Yes.
Well, where
but
they
that's where
at?
it comes. That's
yeah,
where
where they at? I mean, because I just been getting like, you know, oh, well, you know, we don't have no titles, or like you said, dealing with like we playing a game of spades, or
And I got all the cards, honey.
I'm gonna go chill with my
The
homegirl.
hot
I
joke
am
and the low joke.
47 years old. I'm not your
Is you in,
homegirl.
is he
We're
out?
not chilling. I don't play even Uno. I'm not even all the way black to play Uno, and so I'm not dealing.
Uno.
You know. So my thing is, what is up with the whole one to recognize it for what it is? You're dating somebody.
Well, I don't know. I feel like sometimes I take the role of the man, because like right now I'm like, I'll be your friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can go out, we can chill. I don't care. But like, I feel like I took on the role.
I don't have sex with my friends.
Well, I
we're
mean,
gonna be
No,
dating.
if you doing it
So,
that far,
I mean,
if you going that far.
we friends, but you want to be friendly in the bed. It's not gonna happen. I don't date my
And
friends.
generally,
No, I don't
okay,
no,
so
that's a different situation.
I'm just saying it is. It's a
It's
double
all-
standard.
I was just talking about dating. I thought we were talking about dating
Double
recording.
standard.
I'm
Because
like,
that's what they say.
but-
They
that's
don't
their
do that
ultimate
no more.
goal, right? And to
That's
me,
what I'm saying.
Hold
that's
on,
your
hold on,
that's
hold on.
that's your
That's
ultimate
who's
goal.
Okay.
Men
Okay. Let me
in him.
me help you fix that.
Okay.
Okay.
Help me. Help
So,
me.
Here's the problem, first and foremost, with men and women. We project two different things. Okay? Women, your projections are futuristic. When you are on a date with a guy, your projections are, ooh, he make a good husband. Or if you like him like that. Or, you know, if you know you have kids and you looking for somebody to be, maybe you got a son, you're looking for somebody to be a father figure to him, he could be a nice role model for my child. Those type of things you're looking at.
Right.
Men's minds have not even gone there.
Right.
True
Okay?
story.
It is a very physical projection. It does not mean sexual all the time.
Oh, baby.
It is a very physical projection, meaning that it could be as simple as she has nice lips, I want to kiss her. To as raunchy as
Like
I
we
don't know. 'Cause
said.
Some of the
He
guys
said
that
raunchy.
want to
He
date me, they're
He
like,
said
already,
raunchy.
you going to be my wife. I'm like,
Already.
I heard that
That's
before.
game.
I heard that before.
but understand what that means. Understand what that means. When you hear that with the man, love for us is cerebral. It is from our heads.
Right.
Notice what I
Right.
just said. Not our
Right.
head, our heads. So for us, it's a visual thing. It is what we're seeing. We fall in love like you have from your heart later. A man becomes emotional about the choice he makes later.
Right.
At first, if you listen to love songs right now, what is he talking about? How she looks, how she smells, how she feels. It's all physical.
Of
They was
course,
talking
men are
about how
visual.
Right.
Men are
right.
visual.
But I'm visual.
I'm visual too.
I'm
Yeah, 'cause
visual.
I can't be just.
We all visual,
Right.
But
It's
the
more-
basis of the decisions that you make don't stem from your visual aspects as it does for a man.
Right,
Right.
right. It means
The
a little
foundation
bit
is
more
different.
on my
Right,
end.
exactly.
And that's why I always say it's the fairy tale and the player. You know, that's when women and men get together, it's like, okay, we've been taught all our life. You gotta find Prince Charming. You gotta be Cinderella. You know, he gonna come and sweep you off your feet. That's what we go into subconsciously with our mindset when we're dating or when we're meeting somebody. We're like, oh, he has to be this way. He has to. Men are like, oh, okay, I got her.
And I
And
know
I'm
a lot
talking
of
to
men
her.
like that.
You know,
That's why
and-
they
Not
don't
all
wanna-
You're separating a boy from a man, though.
Exactly.
not really.
Yeah, you are.
No.
You're separating.
Same
'cause
species.
We've heard
hold
that
on.
too.
Hold on.
I
Same,
know.
We've heard that too.
same species,
that's
different
not
breeds.
me.
Yeah, different
Or-
breed, different mentality, different maturity level.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just depends on where you are in life.
I'm gonna let y'all sit that right there. All right, y'all. So we're talking about double standards. This is Boss Up Houston. Y'all know how we do. We are sitting at the boss's table, and we got the men in the building and the boss ladies in the building. And let's go into R. Kelly. Okay.
Let's
and
not.
the reason why we're actually talking about R. Kelly on the double standards end is because he has a child support case. And so child support is always a big deal, and there's always like a double side to the child support, how women feel, how men feel. Now, I am for the men on the child support blast because I feel like I've been on both sides of it, and I've been in a relationship where a man couldn't even take care of me because most of his check was going to another household. And so I'm like, wait a minute, boo, we ain't gonna be able to do this, you know, because how is that going over there, you know? And
We got all
it's-
this over here.
you know,
We got
and
this
if
over
you
here.
can't do what I can do up in here, we got a little problem. So that's just me though. That's
I
boss
agree
lady
with that
Shamir.
100%.
Okay. But so I am kind of what you laughing for, Sean?
Hold on. I'm finna drink my tea. That's all I'm about to do.
Wow.
So, you know, I've been on both ends of the child support blast. So I am really for the men that are taking care of their children and actually stepping up to the plate and
It
actually
takes way more than just
doing the
a
child
check.
support. And it
Yeah,
does
it
take
takes way
more
more
than a
than a
check.
check.
It does take more than a check, but I want to get into the dynamics of both sides. So Yvonne, since you're married, how have you dealt with any of the child support thing or anything like that?
As far as Brandon having a pay?
Well, I'm not saying Brandon. I'm just saying period.
Okay, well, I have 3 children.
Mm-hmm.
My 2 daughters have different fathers. And I gave up. Okay, I gave up on child support. Okay, my kids are doing fine, but I feel like
when I first applied for child support with my oldest daughter, and I'm sitting down in the meeting with the man at the office, and he's like, okay, well, is he doing this? Is he doing that? I'm like, yeah, he's doing this. Ma'am, let me tell you, it takes a lot more than, you know, a little bit of money and shoes and clothes to take care of these kids, because in reality, I wouldn't need a 2-bedroom, a 3-bedroom. I would be in a 1-bedroom.
Okay.
You know, paying less, living where I want to, living it up. But instead, these kids, somebody has to watch them while I go to work and provide for them. I got to pay for that. Daycare for a 2-year-old is $200 a week.
A week, honey.
A week.
Okay, so there's a lot that comes into play. These kids have dreams. It's things that you want to put your kids in activities because it keeps them occupied. It keeps them off the streets. It keeps them in other kids' bedrooms. Right. You know, so it's a lot that takes place, and I think people need to take it serious. Stop being petty about it. You just want some money, regardless. If I need money, the child need money. The child is living with me,
when they sick,
and they need
everything.
everything.
Why do people say you just want some money? Can somebody tell me why?
What type of lifestyle do you want your child to live?
I mean, I really don't understand. I've raised all 3 of my children by myself. Okay, and it's not because I didn't have the want or the need for child support. I asked for it, but just because you ask for something don't mean you're gonna get it. Okay? Even the judge declared that I needed it, but did that make him give it to me? No.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I had to work 2 jobs. I had to do everything I had to do for my kids, and I'm really very protected. So it wasn't people in and out. My kids are grown now. You know, they're grown, and they know the value of having to penny pinch, because I had 3 by myself. So with that being said, for me, it's like, why do you feel like you don't have to take care of your child? Why do you feel like,
because it's not about the child, it's about you? Because in their mind, it's not about the child, it's about you. They too worried about you.
But how is it about me if I'm working?
No, it's selfish.
You have to realize that there's not one answer. There's not a blanket answer to that. If you talk to a lot of these fathers, one answer I've heard, I'm not saying it's an excuse, I'm not saying that it's justified. All I'm saying is I've heard a man say, I didn't know how to be something to somebody that I never had.
Right.
But then don't have sex without no condom.
Can I finish, please?
This is my show.
Like,
don't have sex without no condom. No, I'm just playing. But I'm serious.
So it's one of those things to where a lot of the decisions about 90% of the decisions that we make are birthed out of our subconscious. From those from what we were taught, told, experiences from 0 to 7 years old. All those things, all those experiences have an effect on how we live our lives now. So depending on your past experiences as a child, that's going to affect your decision making as an adult. And to the degree that you don't have somebody to show you or explain to you what that means, and you don't have a reference point, then it's hard to have that person to show up in the life of something that they never had in themselves. I'm not saying that it can't be done, because there's also the reverse effect where it has the man says, I'm not going to be that same person that my dad was. But it depends on the maturity of that individual. Did he also have other male figures in his life to show him what that looks like and what that means?
I mean, so let me say this.
I'm gonna let him talk.
You with him?
I'm not saying it's justified. I'm not saying it's justified.
Let me say, and again, I get that. Thank you, Dre, for your very inquisitive response. And it's not about justification, and my thing is that it's not about excuses either, because, and the reason why I say that is because a woman doesn't have time to make an excuse. At the end of the day, we have to be the mother. We have to take care of the child regardless. We don't have an option to say, oh, I ain't gonna send you the money, or oh, we ain't gonna do this, or we not gonna do that.
Oh, you sick? We ain't getting your medicine.
Right. Yeah. We don't have that option. At any point in time, you can walk out, or a man can walk out and say, I'm not dealing with this. And we still have to deal with it. A real mother, real woman is going to do that. It's going to trailblaze through that. And so I think that's where the frustration comes from. You have an option, and we don't at all. on no level.
And let me say this: that goes for male or female.
I'm not going to say that you don't have an option because there are women who have dropped their children off.
That's why I'm saying that there's male and female.
There is an option. You may not take that option.
Okay, so let me say 95.999% of women take care of their women. Hashtag facts. Okay. Let's go to the clip of R. Kelly because the reason why we're talking about the child support thing and the double standards is because at the end of the day he had to stay in.
Never held
he had to stay in jail because of child support, not because of the charges.
With all I've been through in my way past, to hold somebody, let alone 4, 5, 6, 50, you said. How stupid would I be to do that?
I didn't say you were holding.
That's stupid, guys.
I didn't.
Is this camera on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid. Use your common sense. Don't forget the blogs. Forget how you feel about me. Hate me if you want to, love me if you want, but just use your common sense. How stupid would it be for me to, with my crazy past and what I've been through, right now I just think I need to be a monster and hold girls against their will, chain them up in my basement, and don't let them eat and don't let them out unless they need some shoes down the street from their uncle.
Robert,
stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing.
Robert.
I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life.
There is much more.
So that was the clip from the CBS This Morning with Gail, and I'm just have to say this, baby. Gail was a boss in that situation. She was like, Robert. Robert.
Like you talking to a bad child. Like you talking to a bad child throwing a temper tantrum.
Yes.
You may not have held people against their will with chains, but you still mentally abused them enough.
Yes.
Mentally abused them enough that they knew that they needed to stay.
Right. And so I guess the double standards here is that industry. The music industry, oh God. Like that industry there is just ridiculous on the women and the men's side. As far as like video vixens and all that stuff used to be the in thing, right? Mm-hmm. And then now we're doing this women empowerment and all the Me Too and all this stuff. And so it is just totally changed the dynamic of that business, but it still exists. Mm-hmm. So Sean, give us a little bit of how you feel about that in the double standards of that industry and how that works.
I can't really speak fully on that because I'm not in that industry.
Right.
But I mean, the perception that's there obviously is that women are objectified. Mm-hmm. It's a sad reality, but I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, and it unfortunately bleeds into everyday culture, to where, I'm dealing with kids on a daily basis as a school teacher, that glorify what they see in those situations. So, I mean, just kind of speaking to the whole R. Kelly thing that we just saw, that's what you were really looking at if you saw that Surviving R. Kelly documentary. Right. Those women those girls, should I say, were very much so enthralled with the fact that R. Kelly is interested in
That's
me.
what I said.
Exactly.
And so he used that to his advantage.
Yeah.
I mean, that happens all the time. It's not just a R. Kelly thing. That's just the industry.
But wait a minute.
Can we even do the double standard? I hate to make it a racial thing, but can we do the double standard on both sides of that? You have been doing it for years.
Right. Right.
God rest his soul.
And that's what I said. I said, baby, I know Hugh glad he rolled it in the grave, honey. Because he would have had a million charges. Do you hear me? Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, that's why I said they glorified that back in the day, and now all of the things are coming up with the Me Too movement and things of that nature. And so, again, and this is why I have a problem. I'm 50-50 on the Cardi B thing, right? Because, I want her to win. Okay, it's cool, you change your lifestyle and things of that nature. But that's why I was saying the other week, I'm so tired of the strippers being glorified and they come in and they getting Grammys. Like, come on now, that's not the depiction of African American woman that we want to show. Even though she has talent, and we're glad for her. We're glad that she changed her life. It's women out here that's been doing that thing in legislative, in politics, in business, in the music industry. That's not was not a stripper before. Let's glorify that, and that's my issue with that, and that's why I have a struggle with us supporting, because my thing is to drive that influence into our younger women. And so as younger women,
we are supposed to teach the younger
I had my
women,
and I'm gonna say this, and I'm being real transparent. My daughter asked me about a job because the guys were sending her inboxes, and she is a model, but they wanted her to be a bottle girl. And I'm like, no, ma'am.
Right.
But she doesn't. She didn't know what the extent of that means or what that is. Okay, but no, ma'am, we're not doing that. And they think that the men come and say, okay, this is a job. I pay you this much and this and that, and then that's how it starts. And so we have to feed into our young women, the course of action that they need to go. And the men. The men need to be taught as well how to treat a young lady, how to act in society, how to dress. It's just a lot of things that need to happen, and we need to feed that into them young.
Right.
All right. I said my piece.
Yeah, we don't have that standards. People, they used to be role models. Now they're not.
Right.
They're, like I said,
they don't care about being a role model. They're still role models.
And I base my life off that. Like, live your life accordingly.
Right.
Set an example for others.
Exactly.
And that's big for me.
Right,
so,
right.
But like I just said, they know that they're role models. They know that this has been going on to the beginning of time when people say, well, I didn't ask to be a role model. I shouldn't have to change my life. But you know that people are looking up to you. Right. So whether you want to be a role model or not, you still are.
Right. And if you're in the public eye, you should act that way or present yourself that way. I have a problem with the music that's coming out. I don't understand half of it. I mean, but I guess that's just like
I can't either.
That's just like me at a certain age, because I guess our parents were saying the same thing when we were listening to music and things like that. So I try to be lenient on that.
Saying, though.
Story.
I'm like, ooh.
All I know is the hook. That's all I
sneaks
know.
up on
Okay.
you.
Wow. Barely know that.
Now I would say this. I would say this. I do want to go to the little clip of Kylie Jenner, because Forbes has showed that Kylie Jenner is a billionaire, self-made billionaire, and have to applaud her mother for being the boss first, and then her.
No, show the clip.
No, go ahead and say what you say your piece.
This
honey.
goes back to what you just said. Think about when they started getting their millions is when Kim came and made the sex tape with Ray J. That's when they got on the map. You let your children exploit themselves for you to get money.
Right.
Which is what you did.
Now, I'm going to say this.
Well, she was a grown woman by then.
They just didn't have that kind of money.
Yeah,
the father
that's what I was
was
going to say.
lawyer.
The father was the lawyer for OJ. He was on the.
They had money.
So, but
they were thousandaires.
But you're saying the exposure came from Kim exploiting. Now, again, I didn't say big ups to Kim. So let's get that. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. Yeah, I said Kris Jenner because she is a mogul and her business savvy is on all of her children, not just Kim. But I do agree with you. They did come up on Kim, and that's why I didn't mention that. But you did. So Okay.
That's funny.
So and then let's go into the relationships. So we have the men and the women in the building because we definitely want to talk about boss relationships. And with the relationships, again, we're hitting the Kardashians because it sparked from Jordyn Woods, and the double standard came from them bashing her. That everybody was bashing her for talking to Tristan or for whatever the situation was with Tristan, and nobody was talking about Tristan, which he's cheated multiple times and had issues. So let's look at the clip from the Red Table Talk, and you find out when these stories come out that they have a lot of background relationships with different people in the industry.
And it's been rough.
I've known Jordyn Woods her whole life. Many don't know this, but her father, John Woods, was a sound engineer on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air for its entire run, where he and Will became friends. Their sons, Josh Woods and Trey, became very close, and through many play dates between them, Jayden and Jordyn ended up becoming true day ones by forging a close, lifelong bond since they were infants. These friendships made the Woods family an extension of ours. During middle school, Jayden became a bridge of friendship between Jordyn and Kylie Jenner, and the two became inseparable. The friendships between Jayden, Jordyn, and Kylie brought three families together, where many bonds were made. In February, guests at a house party reported that Jordyn and NBA star Tristan Thompson, the father of Khloe Kardashian's daughter, were making out, and that Jordyn spent the night with him. The immediate online and media backlash that followed has forced three families, the Woods, Kardashian and Jenners, and the Smiths, into a painful and very public incident. So when Jordyn reached out to me and asked me if I would help her story to be heard, I invited her to the Red Table to figure out how to deal, heal, and move forward.
All right, so that's the story, and I know y'all have heard it, that Jordyn Woods and Tristan were supposedly in some type of relationship. So when the story actually unfolded, they were not in a relationship. They did have an incident, and even in the Red Table Talk, she said, "I just got too comfortable." And this is a married man, and that was she took ownership. That was my ownership. I got too comfortable. She apologized to Kylie. And I haven't really seen anything come from Tristan or on his side at all. So in a relationship, when there's either that type of stipulation where there's a marriage and then I don't want to call her a side chick because she's not a side chick, but another woman is involved.
And it quack.
Sean, cut it out. You know,
if
but
they didn't have an actual relationship or relations,
but they still
she's not a side
with each other for her to be able to do that.
Embrace the sideness.
Let me tell you something. I have a real big issue with those labels, honey, because your girl, I've been on all sides of these relationships. I'm telling you. I'm trying to tell you, and I'm just being real. I've been married. I've been the divorcee. I've been the baby mama. I've been the boss chick, because I ain't going to say side chick. I'm never the side honey. Wow. Yes. But I've been on all sides of the relationship. Right. So for them to just bash or lash out at her, I do have a little bit of empathy for her. Come on, Drake, give me your spiel on Jordyn Woods.
He looked fed up.
I'm gonna be quiet this time.
I'm not the right one to ask.
Okay. Why?
And
you single?
Okay. Yes, I am.
And looking good?
Okay, look.
Yes, you look good.
Okay.
You look good. Which enough to be in the front.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I say that because I personally don't follow celebrity gossip.
Mm-hmm.
I don't either.
There's reasons for it. I strongly try to push away from what the media pushes towards us.
Right.
Because they only want you to know what they want you to know.
Specifics, exactly.
And you will never know the entire story.
The real, yeah.
So for me, it doesn't make sense for me to get into it because a lot of it's false. And then number two, I have my own life. Right. I'm not concerned with somebody that I'll never know and never meet.
Right,
so,
but what's your take
we're talking about right now?
No, that's what I'm saying. I can speak on a scenario, but I can't speak on
Jordyn.
Right.
Okay, let's talk about the scenario.
So give me a scenario.
That's the scenario.
The scenario is a married man at a party, and there's a cute chick, and she's just, hey, how you doing? It's nothing major. And she got comfortable. So she puts her legs on your lap, but you're married. So, but at the end of the day, the people that went back to tell Chloe information, or the people that goes back to tell your wife, they're bashing her, and you're dwindling back in the, in the background.
And that's just a scenario.
So
that's not even what happened.
That's a double standard.
Friend of the family.
That's a double standard, because at the end of the day, you have a responsibility and she has a responsibility. Right. Did you tell her you were married? Do you do you have fun just like that out at that point, and then you go back home to your wife? What is your take on that?
So for me, everything stems from communication when there's relationships. For me, if any woman feels that comfortable to be able to do anything like that, then I allowed that.
Right.
Whether it be from my words, whether it be from my actions, or whether it be from the type of environment that I was in. It could have just been a timing thing or a placing thing, But either way, I've allowed that to happen. Exactly. So whatever circumstance has taken place from that, I think that I probably would have to own it because I've allowed it to happen.
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
Because I allowed myself to be in that situation.
And so would you, I'm going to go to Sean. Would you, Sean, then speak out and say, hey, look, there was a mistake made on both ends? Because I think that's what needed to happen. At some point, the man needed to take ownership and say, hey, we both kind of got comfortable or made that mistake, and it's not all on her.
Not all on her.
Yeah,
he should have said something.
Okay, the pastor be about to come out now.
Come on,
Pastor.
I
Let me
need
get
everybody
my
in this room to put one hand on your
Put
forehead, lift your other hand up, and repeat after me. I knew what I was getting into.
When I got into it. Now, oh boy. Me and Dre just said this. There is a difference between. Come on, give me my offering. Come on here. Come on now.
Wait, let me see what you got to say, Pastor.
Okay. So watch this. Dre and I said this earlier, and this is where a lot of ladies get this confused, because we do it too sometimes. You group everybody together.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
There is a difference between a man, a dude, a guy, a fella, N-word. All the same species.
Right.
Different breeds.
Right.
A man takes responsibility. He responds and has the ability to respond. That's what responsibility is. I respond to life. I respond to situations. I take ownership for stuff. A dude ain't gonna care. Can I just go and throw it out here like this? He's a basketball player.
Come on.
Most of them.
I'm finna pass.
Not all. Most of them, you already know what the deal is.
Exactly.
Right.
They have their choice. If you ever been to a basketball game and kind of stayed after the game and just watched the groupies,
Right.
they have their choice of picks.
Exactly.
So you kind of already knew what he was about. You give a 21-year-old millions of dollars, and he doesn't have the responsibility nor the maturity yet to be able to handle that. That's like me giving Jasmine the car, the keys to my BMW right now, and telling her to drive it.
Because baby, she's gonna be on 610 by 10.
Right. and she not gonna abide by no speed limits,
no rules,
no stop signs, no stop lights. She just gonna drive.
Right.
That's what you do when you give these young guys this much money without mentorship.
Right.
They're gonna have that, and so there's nobody. Who am I, a 44-year-old man, thousandaire?
Come on,
thousandaire.
Trying to tell a millionaire
1,001
how to handle his money and how to handle the women around him. He's not going to listen to me.
Right.
The ego is going to get involved, and he's not going to say, he's going, man, whatever, I can buy you.
Yeah, come on, for $1.
That's how, exactly. That's how they going to do it.
Because that's what he was doing before Jordyn Woods. TMZ been catching
exactly.
with broads. This is not nothing that's new.
It ain't new.
He don't care about Chloe like that. He love his
that
baby. He probably don't want it to happen to his little girl because he got one now. But he is a man. He been with women. Was just with one other day. Gonna be with some more tomorrow. So stop.
We didn't
bashing
see her
this
though.
girl.
We didn't see her though.
Stop making
So-
this girl cry. She's
Right.
too pretty to cry.
And that's
At least
my
she got a
thing.
pretty
I think us as women, and that's why I applaud Jada Pinkett Smith for what she
Yeah,
did.
Pastor.
Um,
No, I'm just playing. Leave him a
because
little dog.
Jada actually came and said, "Look, this girl, this is not even who she is, you know." And then y'all are out here bashing her. So I
That's
think
something to say.
women, us as women, need to get that in our minds, and then whoever the responsibility lies on, that's where it needs to be. And
Chloe, your man is a hoe.
it's the
Okay.
maturity of the person, like Dre and Sean said.
appreciate that.
But at the end of the day, as women, we need to stop bashing other women.
Yes.
Call her
I
out,
want
but
to
you don't wanna
chime
call
in
the
on
other
this.
Go
girl
ahead.
out.
Slide on in
Come
here.
on, Vonnie.
Slide.
What you got now?
This is part of the reason why there are double standards, because as women, you have to make better decisions
Yes, slide.
on what you're doing, how people are viewing you, how you dress, who you hang with, how you talk, everything. It matters, and that's why a lot of men treat women the way that they do, because you don't show that you have any standards, so they find some for you.
Right. And give you low standards.
Pastor Yvonne.
It's like they're
Bishop.
vulnerable. Every
Right.
woman is vulnerable, even at an older age. Every woman is
still vulnerable.
and they feed off like, oh, you think I'm pretty today? You know, because sometimes we are the hardest.
And that, but
critics
that
on
goes back to the
when you
mentor.
So
that-
glad you said that.
You
Yes.
said
When we hear that,
Come on,
what?
Brandon. You get a deacon.
You just said
deaconess
something.
tithe.
Look, standards. Watch this.
You
And I say
co-pastor.
this all the time.
You co-pass.
Women, you guys are the thermostat. Men are the temperature. Whatever temperature you set
Right.
is what we rise to.
Right.
Right.
That is what it is.
Ooh,
Yeah.
You just said a word. I felt that in my spirit.
See, and again, that's why I say I like to say that I've been on every side, because I'm just a different breed. Okay,
Yeah.
Yes,
so those compliments that men just do,
What you do?
I'd be like, boy, bye. Okay, you
That
can't
comes-
say.
Some days
that
that
comes
you're gonna
with
see,
growth.
some days that you're just really low on yourself.
Well,
and you just
let me
like,
say
oh,
this.
okay, yeah.
Before, maybe, but now, no. I don't even want you to even do that, because I feel like that's BS.
Of
Not
course,
all the time.
Of course, no, but sometimes I'm just saying a little slip through sometimes.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, I'm
And-
just, and again, I'm speaking for me, not women in general. I'm just telling you, I'm a different breed, really.
I like the
I mean,
compliment.
I get the
Seriously.
compliments. I'll be like, oh, thank you, you know, and move on. But
Yeah.
then there's some are very persistent, and you be like,
Yeah.
oh, well,
But I'm
maybe.
saying, even in a relationship, I don't do that.
But not
Right.
borderline stalkish. Just
Yeah.
listen.
So,
Oh,
so
yeah.
basically, you're basically saying that your love language is not words of affirmation.
Of course not, because
that's not my
words
love
don't.
You read that too?
I read
Words
it
don't
too.
show me nothing.
You
can
gotta
say
do.
you can say you love me, and then you be with Jordyn Woods next week. You know
See,
what I'm
I
saying?
know
Just
he
say.
love her, but loving
That is
her
number
and
5
she
on my
love her
list.
is two different things.
Number 5.
Your love language must be
Probably acts of
acts,
service.
like acts of
Acts,
service.
yeah.
Yeah.
Show me from the show
Yep.
me states,
Exactly.
honey. Boss up, Houston.
You know she's serious
Don't
with
do
every
it.
word, every consonant.
How you show me
A lot
love?
of
Boss up,
emphasis.
baby.
Okay.
Show me that you a boss.
So I'm going to say something just to kind of stir it up a little bit. Look,
Finally.
Well, stir it up.
Finally, I've been sitting on bread.
it's. I feel what you're saying.
No.
You know, it's about you know, you don't like that, but sometimes you can miss out on someone who's genuine
I was about to say that.
because you have this wall up.
Yep.
Say it.
I'm
in the room.
good.
Yep.
She good.
You can block your
What
blessings
about you?
too.
Okay.
Block, block, block.
You can
Okay.
block your blessings
What
too.
about
No,
you, Yvonne? You
because
good?
my
Okay.
I mean, she
no,
good. I
I'm
don't know
telling
why
you.
y'all-
And then I'm very upfront, transparent, and real. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you at the very
Yes, you
beginning
will.
of this thing.
Yes, you
Look,
good.
all of that stuff don't move me. So don't. You know, if you do it and you don't get the, and I tell you that because some people, they don't get the reaction that
They
they
act
want,
like you
and they
stuck up.
crushed. So I'm like, no, let me tell you, this is how I am. It's nothing towards you. This is just me, you know. And so I'm very up front with that. And if I lose out, I lose out. I'm good.
She gotta have a person that's for her. You know, that's just not her thing. Savoir-faire is not her thing. It's mine.
Let's say
talk. Come on, cause I'm old. You know what I'm saying?
It's everywhere.
What you got to say, Mr. Notice? Cause you looking at me like you
he
got
look
something
like
on your mind.
he look like.
I'm listening.
You just here so he don't get fined.
I had a deep conversation with one of my guy friends, and he was like, "Man, you're opening my eyes to so many things." Cause I was like, "Women don't be worried about that. Y'all just be doing stuff." And then he was like, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, you know." And then, but sometimes we just say, okay, you know, it's
like she said,
like you don't even know that we don't like it because it's just cliche for it to happen. Roses, you know, like you give me roses.
I like exotic flowers.
Cool. I like it.
Yeah, catalog.
Okay,
no, I'm not picky.
Well, again, it goes back to what I said earlier.
Don't give me no nasty smelling stuff.
Like,
and that's why I say,
for me personally, what I've learned in my years of living, what I've learned is not to accept or not to treat every person the same. Because you don't know Dre. What each person and each individual is used to or likes or expects or whatever the case may be. So you have to ask questions. It really comes down to communication.
Right.
The problem we have in today's society is that people don't want to talk. You say you call somebody, they text you back. What you want?
I'm on
people
the phone.
don't want to talk. You know,
that's true.
Some people don't like holding the phone. Some
true.
people want you to take them and sit and talk to face to face. Some people really don't like not talking face to face.
Well, I like to talk, but I am very, very cautious with how I spend my time, and so I don't waste my time. And I like to know where my time is, because I'm like Bill Gates, honey. If I drop $100, I need to keep walking because I'm losing money picking it up. Okay. And so my time is very valuable to me. And so if I'm spending time with you and I say, okay, I'm going to even have a conversation with you on the phone, you have to understand that means a lot in my situation to you.
And it's about communication.
Yeah.
Like Dre said, getting to know the person. And then you know what they like and what they don't like. I'm the type of person, I tell you what I like. Upfront.
Right.
Some people
don't.
I'm very upfront and honest.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let you know, and then if it's your jam, it's your jam. We can rock. If it's not, then we cool.
Yeah, we just do the peanut butter.
You just gotta believe the person. A lot of times, people are telling you exactly what they want, and people kind of think that there's some kind of hidden
you know
meaning.
What? Yeah. That's a good thing because in communication is listening. You have to listen to what the person wants. Some people think that I got this. You know, and you're not really listening to what that other person is saying. So, come on, man, give us some.
I mean, that's the picture cookie cutter definition of romance. Romance is not just, you know.
Does it still exist?
It does. it's understanding.
Where is it? Under the rock.
Okay.
But it comes. Watch this. It comes from a mature man.
Right.
Okay.
That's
the
true.
key word.
That's true.
So understanding what the person likes and spontaneously giving it to them. That's romance.
Right.
You know, not everybody thinks flowers are romantic. You know, I'm a poet as well. Not everybody thinks poetry is romantic.
It's romantic.
You know, it just really depends on what the woman wants.
It's romantic.
I love it.
And I like to put the disclaimer out there that when I make the term or say the term communication, I'm not just talking about letting your voice be heard.
Right.
You gotta listen.
Real.
Because communication is not just speaking.
Right.
Communication is the ability or the skill, because it is a skill.
Come on,
to be able
skills.
to learn. I can hear what you say, but I'm not listening.
Right.
You know,
right.
Another part of it is body language.
I was about to say that.
Come on, what
You
talking
know,
about with the
I can
body
say
language?
something, but the way that I'm saying it
Like
or my tone of voice, may be
y'all don't want to see my
completely
body.
different.
I be like, what?
So you got facial expressions, you got a body language,
I'm very
you have
expressive with my face.
tone of voice. All these things are communication.
Yeah.
You have learning, listening skills. All that's communication. But we're kind of losing that aspect via the eyes of social media and things like that.
I just
And
got
I've
into an
learned that-
argument over a text this morning when Yvonne was bringing me here. Now I'm just gonna keep it real. If you say something to me in a
Don't say
text,
their name. Don't say their name.
who,
Don't say their name.
Mister, then you might want to make sure you follow up with a call because a text can get misconstrued.
can.
A text can get misconstrued, and that's what I put. I put that big word in there. I know he know what it means. He got a degree. And I'm just saying.
Misconstrued.
I'm
Google
just saying, sometimes you have to take the time. I put in a text, well, maybe you might want to call me and tell me.
And have a conversation.
Yeah, let's talk about it other than you texting me.
Yeah.
Like I'm just somebody that you can just text. You know I ain't that person.
Yeah.
You know, it's about
Boss,
getting to know each other. We getting to know each other. So I'm telling you, this is not my thing. I work in a call center. I talk on the phone all day. No, I don't want to talk on the phone, but I'll talk on the phone with you. You understand? So things don't get misunderstood or misconstrued.
And I think somebody, again, there's that ownership thing, right? Because somebody needs to take ownership and say, hey, this is going too far. Maybe I need to pick up the phone and have an actual conversation. Oh,
We don't even.
I
We've
apologize.
reached a time in our society now. We don't even understand what should be discussed through text versus talking or face to face.
Right. You're right.
Very true.
I think you should just be yourself.
I was confused on that too, but again, there's that time thing for me. I would rather do, because if I'm texting, I'm doing 10 other things. I might have my music on. I might be working on something, and it's easier for me to text you in that moment than for me to stop what I'm doing, have a conversation, not focus on the other things. Now, again, the time thing is to say then, okay, I'm going to, and that's why I said my time is very important, because if I say, okay, I'm going to take 5 or 10 minutes and speak to Sean.
That's so sweet.
I'm stopping what I'm doing.
Exactly.
And I don't think other people realize that the time is that important to certain people. Sean, what you got to say? Because you antsy over there.
He's antsy.
I'm going to make you mad. I'm
You
going to make you
gotta
mad.
have some kind of balance.
He
though.
antsy. I don't get mad, honey.
I'm going to make you mad.
I get bossed up.
Here's the thing. You're going to get bossed up at me.
Wow.
So the number one question that we all hate to hear that are single.
Come on, single people.
Why are you single?
Oh, I hate that.
Okay.
I don't hate to hear that.
Okay. Hold on.
I don't either.
Hold on.
I'm like,
Hold
why
on.
are you
Hear
asking?
me.
The most happiest I've been in my life
Hear
since
me.
I've been single. Thank you.
Hear me. So here's what happens. When you have been, I've never been married. Okay.
either.
I've been engaged once. Okay. In my 20s. I'm in my 40s now.
Oh,
I had to sit and think.
Oh, wow.
I had to sit and think, what has kept me single? And take accountability for it. Because there are certain things, being a boss, that you have to recognize you did not make time for. My last relationship ended, my fault in it was the fact that I was busy doing me. And I was so used to doing me that I couldn't do us.
Right.
Right. I love that.
But so let me say this.
That. I'm not mad at that.
I'm in total agreement, and I love that. I do love that as well, Monique. But this is the thing. I hate when people say that. Like, why you still single? Because I want to be. Not because it's my choice to be single. Not because nobody ain't checking for me. Let's get that straight,
let's be
okay?
clear.
And so you have to be at a certain point to even step to me for me to say, okay, maybe I'll invest my time to see where this is going. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're not even giving me that,
Exactly.
that's okay. I'm good again. I'm
Again.
good.
She's good. I told y'all. Why
She
we still
good,
talking
y'all.
About this? She's good. She's good.
She's straight.
She'll know when it's the one, and people say, "Oh, you make time for what you want." Maybe she didn't
And you
want
do.
it. Maybe
That's
she
what I
didn't
said.
And
want
that's
it.
You
real.
do make time.
It is. It's
And-
not about
and it-
everybody because people.
And
I
it
hear-
has to be just like I need to want to spend time with you. I need it needs to be something worth my time. And if it's not, then
Exactly.
What's interesting is that I
just
see,
got
like,
asked that today.
a lot of people.
Oh, you make time.
A lot of people make the assumption that I'm just.
Did y'all get Brina face? I'm sorry.
I'm still looking at it.
I'm sorry.
Did I text you back? Oh, okay. That's some of my time right there.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, Trey, go ahead.
I'm just kidding.
This is my
I
time.
was
You might
gonna
be
say,
listening.
Go ahead.
A lot of people make this. A lot of people make this assumption that I'm just this busy gentleman that's always doing thing to thing, and I never have any time. And there's people who won't even invite me to things. They say, "I just thought you were too busy," or "Don't give me a call."
yeah,
I just thought
I
you were,
get that
you know.
too. Me
and my whole thing
But
is
they just didn't like it.
when somebody tells me that my response is everybody's busy.
Right. Right.
I don't know anybody that's not busy. We're all busy. It's not about
Or
busy.
saying
It's
we're
about
busy.
priorities.
Yeah.
It's about priorities.
Yeah,
We
if you're
all
a
make
priority.
time for what we want to make time for.
That's right.
That's right.
I agree.
And that's what it comes down to.
I agree, and yeah, that's what it is.
When he talks, you
that's
just
what it
notice him.
is. Yeah, you just notice.
Y'all silly.
We notice it.
Just notice.
Did y'all notice what he said?
We all notice.
That's to be more
Carrying
careful.
on. I'm just really paying attention today. I'm just noticing when he talks.
They say what you say. You will notice me.
You will
huh?
notice.
I
Okay,
mean, 'cause I
you
did.
will. That's why I have to say it like that. You will notice me.
Okay.
Okay.
With the emphasis.
Wow. All right, y'all. This is Boss Up Houston. We do this every second, third, and fourth Saturday, y'all. This is our show is almost up. We are going to give Sean and Dre a little bit of time to tell y'all where y'all can reach them at. This has been a double
love
standards Boss Up, honey, and we have had a awesome time. The bosses are in the building. We're sitting at the boss's table. Sean, give us a little bit about where we can view you and what you have coming up next.
Okay, well, I have 3 different social media pages you can follow me on. Actually, technically 4. First is Sean C. Wilburn on Facebook. You can follow me there. I'm right at my limit of Facebook friends.
friend.
So come
I'm a
on,
fan.
first come, first serve. You can also follow me on Instagram at Sean Wilburn. My business page, I am Houston arm of Dallas-based Haberdashery. Persona Custom Clothiers.
He's a clothier. Y'all didn't get that.
I forgot to mention that earlier.
Dashery.
Because that's what somebody I would have
They
been
don't know
bringing
how to
on
spell
for an
Sean.
interview.
There's different ways to spell
Sean is
Sean.
spelled S-E-A-N. C as in Christopher, Wilburn. W-I-L-B-U-R-N.
Can you say
Oh,
that
they
big
put it
word
up for you.
again?
They put it up for you.
They need to
Okay.
Google it.
With haberdashery.
Haberdashery.
It is a male boutique. That's what it is.
Google it.
that makes custom made clothing.
That's
So-
right. You heard him?
So that's the difference. No, I don't have anything on the rack. Everything that we do is made to measure.
All right, it's custom, honey.
What he sound like?
It's bossy.
Because he's making it. He's sewing it. He's constructing it. No. It's not on a rack. You heard him? Because that's who I was gonna bring in the interview. But
yeah.
we gonna
They not ordering
have
it.
a Moments in Monique with you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we gonna do.
So you can follow me, my business page at Persona Sean on Instagram as well. And my educator page, you can find me on Twitter at Mr. Wilburn ELA on Twitter. If you want to follow my exploits in education. I'm a school teacher at Forest Brook Middle School, just as if you did not know.
Forest Brook.
I'm gonna be praying for you.
Oh, man, my baby's a
I'm gonna be praying for them kids.
They know I'm crazy. Mr. Wilburn Petty. They know that.
I like that. I like that you mold the young minds.
And Dre?
Come on, Dre.
Facebook, I'm really easy to find. You can actually Google me. Just Google Andre Noticed. Just like the word Notice. Facebook, you can follow me there. If I don't know you, I probably won't add you, but you get the follow button.
Wow.
And then you can also follow me on Instagram at You Will Notice Me. The letter U and then Will Notice Me. Notice is my real last name, so that's why I use that tagline.
I was just waiting for him to say it.
Thinking about getting to Twitter, though. I'm hearing Twitter is still, a good platform to be on. But I'm just not on it.
It's too celebrity. I made a word. I have my Moniqueism.
I personally don't have time.
I have my Moniqueism, so. But I'm a fan of yours as well. If you didn't know that, I give the people I love a hard time. Because that's love. Because people who don't love you don't give you nothing. So people
So
who
sometime
love you
better
give
than
you
no
a hard.
time.
Yeah, even if it's hard. Hey.
Okay.
I'm just saying I'm a fan of yours as well. I was so happy that you guys were coming on today. Sabrina, no, I'm already her fan. Yvonne, no, I'm her fan, and we ain't even getting on bacon. But in the end of the day, I feel good about the information that you two put out today. The different points of view. We always trying to learn something.
Yes. I love I always love when we do the behind closed doors or the Men Against Women or She Debates. We have a lot of things. And I think relationship is talking about relationships and the difference between the views of men and women is very, very good because then we get a little bit of understanding. Again, I'm going to put that disclaimer out there. I talk about me and my perception perception and what I do. So I'm not pushing my influence on anybody, but I am a boss, honey.
And she's good.
This has been another episode of Boss Up Houston Double Standards, and we do this every second, third, and fourth Saturday. Tune in at 10 a.m. on those Saturdays, and this is Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up.
Yes.
Peace.
Ready to be a boss? Let's talk business. Let's talk fashion, fitness, health, real estate, community, lifestyle, and finance with Boss Up Houston, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. It's Boss Up Houston. Stay up, look up, and boss up.